And we are now live. The October 17th, 2014 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, Linda, you say QuickBooks corruption and Ebola is what everybody's talking about, huh?
Yeah.
I think
about the Ebola. I'm even going to get on an airplane Sunday afternoon, so.
Better wear a mask or something.
I probably won't wear a mask, but because it always make me really hot. But I will probably wear some kind of a scarf that I can put in front of my face or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
That's what it's come down to.
It just depends on who sits next to me, I guess.
Yeah.
They coughing.
It's going to make everybody freaked out. Nobody wants to be near anyone that's coughing and sneezing and whatever.
Yeah, that's why I figured I wouldn't wear a mask. I would just kind of have a scarf. You know, I could pretend I was Muslim or something, you know. Time to pray. So, the corruption that I had, I've actually run into, I ran into initially 2 months ago in my own data file. And what it has to do with, a lot of times if somebody became a past client of mine and I wasn't working with them anymore and they had originally paid by credit card, I would just delete the information about their credit card out. Well, when they sent the R15 update to QuickBooks 2014, it saw that as a corrupted file. So I had contacted QuickBooks and gone back to QuickBooks 2014 without that update. And there had been some things online that there was a problem with it. I don't know whether they ever fixed it or not, but when I brought my data file into 2015 last week, the corruption showed up again. And so what I did was I actually had discovered accidentally that the Visa debit card that goes with my credit union bank account, I tried to use it and it didn't work. And the lady said, well, this expired in August. So I called the credit card company on the phone. I said, didn't you send me a new card? Oh, no, I don't see any record of us sending you a new card. So I said, well, it'd be nice. So they sent me one. So what I did was I actually took my Visa card and I went back and I entered my expired Visa card on all of those credit card customers, or about 10 of them. And
so in the customer file is where the corruption was? In the customer...
It was the fact that I had taken the credit card information out, but I couldn't get rid of the expiration date. The expiration date was still there, so it kept looking for it. Even though I said don't process credit cards, none of that. So I just put in an expired Visa card that expired in August 2014, and it's all fine now. So
that's odd. That's very, very odd.
It is.
That sounds like a customer template corruption.
It did. It said customer credit card number. That's
okay.
Showing up.
And how did you find this corruption and know that that was it specifically?
Well, when I went in to verify the data wouldn't verify, but it would pop up and it would say problem with, and it would tell me the customer there was a problem with, and that it was a problem with their credit card number. And when I went back over there was no credit card number. Now, when I went to the QuickBooks help, they said, do not rebuild your file. If you rebuild your file, you'll mess everything up. So I didn't rebuild it. And then I came up with well, I've got this expired Visa card. I'm going to put it in. And that's what I did. And I put an old...
Any numbers, like 99999, you know what I mean?
Well, that might have worked. I don't know.
Instead of putting... Yeah, but at least you put it in the one that was expired.
Yeah, so it won't... Well, and I'm never going to... These people are inactive customers. They're like 5 years old.
And this is your own personal database.
My own database. I wonder if
that's what happened to Bruce. That he had a problem with a client and corruption, that he could not no matter what he did, but he was trying to rebuild the database.
Yeah, and see, what bothers me a little... I like that, Dennis. I don't think so. They said... I listened to a radio station. Oh, look, we got somebody from Saudi Arabia. So, oh, that must be Jeddah. Yeah, there you go. So, anyway, you can only wear the hazmat suits for about 30 minutes, and then you need to take them off. They're very uncomfortable and very hot.
We need to invent an air-conditioned hazmat suit, I guess.
So,
Get a fan.
Okay, spacesuit.
anyway, I don't know. It just said that's where the problem was for me. I didn't notice. I read Bruce's email, but I guess I didn't. I thought it was something else, not corruption. I don't know why.
Well, he was trying to do a period copy.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember that.
Unless the database is clean.
Oh, okay.
So before starting something like that, I guess it's best to do the verify and see if it tells you if there's a problem. Because typically, if you're rebuilding, that does not touch the customer or the vendor template or any of the list.
No, it wouldn't. It's the links that it's rebuilding, really.
Right.
Wow. I thought it was strange. I thought I might find something out when I go up to
QB Connect.
And I had a client that kind of nested their customers and their jobs wrong, and he had two customers linked together, and he had one customer as a job under the other customer. And that was not the truth, so we had to do a weird thing. I finally got it straightened out. It took about 45 minutes.
Wow, wow. What did you do? Delete and re-enter the customer?
What I did was, there was the one customer that did not hit. One was the Montclair Hospital, and the other was the Chino Hospital. And he had entered a lot of payments under Montclair Hospital for what should have been Chino Hospital jobs. So I ended up merging the Chino Hospital. I renamed the Montclair Hospital as Chino. That put them all together, because otherwise everything was linked in such a way I couldn't unlink things and delete deposits enough to fix it. So I did that, and then what I did was I moved out. I set up a new Montclair Hospital, and we moved out the payments and I deleted a deposit, and then I would unlink the payment, and then I could move both the invoice and the payment, and then redeposit the money. Because you have to unlink everything.
You have to go backwards and then rebuild forward. Yes. Yes.
So it worked out fine, and actually, when I went to verify it, everything verified. So
good.
Yeah, it was just. And one of the guys there actually had come up with the idea, maybe we should put a new hospitals and put everything under the hospitals. And I thought about that, and I thought, I don't think that's going to work. But I thought about that as I was working on other things, trying to figure out where the invoices were and where the payments were and that. And I thought, if I name this other hospital that's the extra hospital as the name as the other one, because then we can pull things out, because there are only like 3 transactions to pull out of that one that I merged in there. So that worked out pretty well.
Got it. Good job. Wow, that was hard.
It
so
was.
I want to say hi to, is it Jeddah? Can you speak? Would you like to talk to us? We're happy you joined us.
Or if he speaks English.
So,
okay.
what did you guys think of the hangout this morning?
Dennis, you put it very well in a nutshell. Accountants, solve a problem that you didn't know that you didn't know you had, in a way that you don't understand.
Yep, I mean, that's what...
Hello?
I think that's a big part of what the problem is, and it's been a problem for a long time.
Well, also, when you think about it, if Intuit's were to deliver a message saying that, it's more complex, then,
that's fine.
they'd be kind of stepping on their message. I mean, if you get accountants involved in the process, it's not going to be painless and easy. And so it's not a real compelling message to make people think that accounting is more, is more complicated than they're portraying. But
well, it is true, and I've had that problem for a long time, getting clients to value what we offer them, because it's the kind of thing that's, like you said before, it can sit there and it can fester, and they can have crazy books all the way through to the end of the year when you're trying to do the tax return, or if you need a loan for your business, or some other person needs to actually see the financials and understand them, then all of a sudden they realize that they have a problem, and they have to pay hundreds of dollars to get it fixed.
Yeah, it's like I can't afford to have it done right in the first place, but I can afford to pay twice as much to have somebody do it over to fix it,
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I just had a client or a potential client give me a QuickBooks file. They had negative total assets. And I said, there's no way I'm going to do a tax return on this file because this cannot possibly be correct. And if your balance sheet is messed up, your income statement's going to be messed up too. And I'm not going to get involved with this.
Right. Well, then that's a different issue too, because sometimes you don't know exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but when you see total negative assets, you get some serious problems with that file.
Right. Or income that they don't really want to include, which is always a scary thing.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any QuickBooks issues that they want to talk about today? We talked about Linda's corruption. No QuickBooks issues.
The Sleater blog, Randy Johnston's pros and cons of QuickBooks Online versus QuickBooks Desktop?
No, I did not.
I'll have to read that.
He was saying that people that are experts on QuickBooks Desktop are resistant to, depending on their age, they don't want to learn something new if they're going to be scaling back or retiring. And, they've got a lot of time, money, and energy invested in this skill that's going to all of a sudden get set back to zero if they go to QuickBooks Online,
Yeah, but
I think that's going way too general.
Yeah, the whole industry is changing. The whole industry is changing. And I think us as accountants are used to software changing. We have to change software packages every single year to do tax returns.
Yeah.
So that's part of what you do. But for the businesses, they don't want to spend any more money on something that's not going to bring in any money. So they're only going to purchase their software when they need to.
The problem is a lot of the savings is potential opportunity costs in identifying, where you're losing money because you're not taking advantage of certain things. But that's such a abstract concept that it's really hard to make that sale.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
If people don't think they have a problem, then there's, you're wasting your time talking to them.
Absolutely. And I think that has a lot to do with how long you're in business too. When you're in your first year of business, you are absolutely watching every penny. And if you spend $200 on software, you don't want to spend another $600 for someone to come in and set it up and train you and all of that.
Exactly.
You want to just, put the disk in the computer and that's it, automatic. But the best value that we can give our clients is at the very beginning when they're just setting up. We can talk to them and tell them, well, most businesses do this. Are you looking to do this? What kind of information are you tracking? What can we, that type of thing. And all of that is, you need to set up the chart of accounts correctly. You need to set up the job costing I can't even speak correctly. All of that. And if you spend a little bit of money in the beginning, when it comes time to look at your financials and get information out of QuickBooks, it'll be a lot easier and a lot cheaper. The other thing I think that QuickBooks wants to head us toward is being a QuickBooks Online reseller.
Yeah,
I think so too.
With boy, I'm sure reluctant to be identified with one particular product,
Well, my opinion, I really don't want to be a reseller if I have to be the one that goes chasing after the client for payment.
Exactly.
Well, they take a big part of that off of their plate by making us carry the accounts receivable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. Now, Avalara has an excellent program that I'm going to become not an Avalara reseller, but an Avalara referral source, for which I will get a commission, and they've got everything all set up for me. And they have email campaigns, they have a landing page, they have all of that. Hi, Sarah.
Hey.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, sorry. A client showed up.
That's okay.
Sprung something on me.
Looks like you got sunshine anyway.
Oh, it's the most perfect, gorgeous day.
Good.
It was supposed to be seriously hot until like Wednesday, and all of a sudden it was like, ooh, fall.
Very good.
How is everybody?
Good.
Good. We're doing good.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, we were talking a little bit more on the subjects of the things we were talking about this morning.
Yeah.
And the value of advisors or accountants or bookkeepers to their clients, and how it is a hidden value. Clients don't necessarily realize the value of what they're getting.
Right.
Right.
I really held my tongue this morning. Aren't you all proud of me?
Yeah.
I did too. I tried to frame it in a positive way.
Yeah, me
I
too.
said, keep it positive. I said, okay.
I always ask my client, do you really want to pay income tax on more income than you really made? And sometimes people are ending up by doubling their income. Or other times people, double their expenses and then they don't pay enough tax, and that opens you up to a penalty.
Well, the dirty little secret is that most tax preparers aren't really that well versed in QuickBooks, and
Right.
they will just copy the QuickBooks data into their tax software program.
They don't want to know. They don't.
Right. And if they're looking at cash-based reports, they just throw that balance sheet out. So
They really
there's
have no liability if those are the numbers presented by the client. I'm going to do a tax return.
Well,
That's fine. And you may pay tax on more income than you made.
well, you do have some due diligence requirements. I mean, if things are truly egregious, you have to kind of look and see what's going on. But if it looks reasonable, it's like you don't have time. You don't get paid to audit their books, and it's not like you've been deputized by the IRS to, even though they would love to do that, is deputize accountants to go look at the, enforce the tax code. But
I got a client from a CPA one time. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's bring your dog to work day. He said that every year this client sends him this trial balance and this open balance equity something. He would just close it out to revenue. Whatever it was is obviously something that they're misposting, and he just kept. But this thing got up to like 90 grand, and finally he called and he said, where is this coming from? And I said, well, where it's coming from is they have a money market account that you don't know about that's not on the books, and every time they were moving back and forth, it had nothing to do with the P&L. They were going to open balance equity. Oh, I know they were. Yeah, they were wiring They were taking draws. They were taking draws, and they were putting money. Oh, wait a minute! They were putting money into the business. That's what it was. And so the bookkeeper, she'd get money from the owner, and she didn't know where to put it.
She didn't
And
put
he was
income.
reporting it as income.
Oh God.
Wow. Wow.
And there was this dead
And that's what you were
silence.
talking about, Linda.
Dead silence. I'm like, yeah, you just can't plug, guy. Yeah, but anyway.
That's why they need somebody that knows what they're looking at when they look at their financials.
Right.
Can save them big time money. They don't want to pay an extra $5 for someone else, but they'll pay the extra income tax.
Well, the problem is that they don't really understand accounting, so there's really no frame of reference, and so they look at the price, what people are charging, and make their decision based on
Right.
that, since they don't really have a frame of reference. You have a lot of people that are, I call them sort of voluntary, self-employed, like people have been laid off and can't find a job, so they start their own business, or it's more of a lifestyle where they don't want to have a boss and they can just do it their way.
Right, and not have to worry about anything like.
Stacy had a good point. She's like, let them mess it up all they want. I make more money. But
I feel like you're a janitor or a plumber.
Yeah, I don't want exactly. I don't want to be a books janitor. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that kind of work. But
What did our buddy Joe say about that? Scooping the poop is what he called it.
Who's that?
Joe Woodard.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it feels like. You know.
In all fairness, Intuit is a public corporation, and they have to answer to stockholders. Why is this guy sending me hearts and things? Okay. I lost my train of thought. They're responsible for the bottom line for their stockholders, and so the emphasis is going to be on the best model to make the most money. I understand that.
Plus, their marketing is going to be keep it simple, and we're going to make your life easier. And if you start throwing in complications like you need to talk to an accountant, it's how's that going to make my life simple and easier by talking to an accountant,
So I don't know. I think most of it is a communication problem. I do know that when I joined the Pro Advisors program from day one, it was unreal in the beginning. I mean, we were assigned our own people, our own sales.
Exactly.
Pro Advisor person. We got T-shirts. We got 3-ring binders with marketing. I mean, it was you really felt like we were part of the team. And through the years, it seems to have just gone away. And
how do you feel like that now they've got 100,000 pro advisors? It seems like it's such a big tent and such a diverse set of skills that I think it puts downward pressure on your rates, because people will be willing to, I thought I saw something yesterday where you can go to what's that, Elance, and find people who will charge like $7 an hour for QuickBooks setup, that kind of stuff, And
that's fine if that's what you want, is a $7 an hour setup.
Hey, there's a place for everybody. There's plenty of work. I have no problem.
Right. And
I
people have to start somewhere.
I feel like I have abandonment issues.
But I will say that my clients
Abandoned you.
Well, I feel like unless I'm on the QBO, unless I'm on the QBO bandwagon right now, every time I see something for QuickBooks and I'll click on it or go there, it's QBO, and I'm like, well, hey, wait a minute. There's some of us who are just too complex right now, and I can't go to QBO.
Right.
So, and as a developer, I've been abandoned, and as a desktop, I feel abandoned. And unless you're enterprise and worth a lot of money, what is this? I got
Jedediah, we're trying to have a conversation here, please. I don't want to have to block you. I want everyone to join that can, but sending hearts and things like that is just not appropriate here.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bye.
Okay. He's blocked. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, we back. Okay.
Sorry,
I'm easily squirreled.
I know, right?
If there's too
you're gonna
much
have to say
information,
goodbye.
I short circuit. You know, that's why I work from home. I have to control my environment.
Environment. That's correct.
And
Right.
you know, I have trouble in the choir loft. If there's a kid crying over here and something going over here, I'm like,
I hear you, Sarah. Same thing.
it's like what? Was I talking?
All right. So.
Oh. Oh, I so wish I could go to QB Connect. It sounds like
I do. I really,
I
really
don't
do
think you want to get on a plane that's leaving Atlanta.
oh, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, come on. All of them need to give the East Coast a little love.
Oh, we love you.
Well, this is the first, isn't it? Well, I guess the one they had, they've never had it at 2 at once, so. But the
No,
one,
this is the first one. They're going to do it close to home, I'm
the
sure.
one for Joe Woodard, I think somebody had one in Disneyland.
Yeah.
But for me, this is a big deal. I mean, it's like 40 minutes from my house, but I'm staying there because I'm in classes in the morning and it's too early to get up.
Oh yeah.
I wish you guys were all there.
Even my husband said, "Well, we could work a whole vacation into it like we did Sleater," but anyway, too much went on this year. Plus, my biggest job of the whole year is due on the 27th, so it's not enough time. That's all the boxes. I'm usually not this junky.
So what is this job that's due on the 27th?
I do audit prep for large nonprofits, and their auditors are coming on the 27th.
Mm.
And I have to consolidate three large nonprofits.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
and it's a blast, and it's very complex. So next week.
So are you going to be able to go to Sleater okay then?
No, I'm not going to do Sleater this year.
Okay.
We really got hit financially with all this health stuff, so.
I know.
I don't know. I never know how I feel. Sometimes I get to 3 o'clock and I'm done. So
Yeah.
I need to get you know,
That's all right. That's
more
what
months
you
under my belt. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But
So.
yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna keep up with Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
But I should be working.
Too bad they're not streaming some of QB Connect. That'd be nice.
I know.
At least some of the keynote addresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
would
I got VCon. That's really cool.
They may stream some of the Wednesday.
Well, we'll have to
I'm
keep.
really kind of curious what Magic Johnson and Martha Stewart.
They're business people. They're business people. Magic Johnson has
I know.
a master's in business or something. I mean, these are hard,
He owns-
successful business people.
He
That's
owns
true.
part of the Los Angeles. He's part of a group that owns the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
and they're
And they
pretty
do
powerful
pretty
speakers. Yeah, definitely impressed with the lineup there. So, well, and then next year can only be better. Once they get 1 year under their belt, so
Right.
Well,
have more time to plan.
Is Joe Woodard running the show on that, or he's probably managing part of it? I would think. Would think, you know. I mean, he's got all that experience with the NAN groups or the
Right.
NAN scaling.
You know, they're taking the best from Sleater and the best from
NAN.
Woodard and making it their own. So, yeah.
I can't even imagine what it's going to be like. It's my first convention ever to go. I keep telling my family I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store. I'm going to
You're tired and you're going to pass out at night when you get back to the room.
I know. I've already made arrangements to meet with certain people I want to meet with, and I'm just trying to make the best of it.
I've never been so exhausted
Yeah.
in my life. Because I think we were going to meet up after Slater, and it was just like, yeah, sure, okay. And then it was just,
and it was like, forget that.
man, I was so done. Yeah, that was good.
That's okay.
But you know what? It is really wonderful to meet people that you've been, like we get to see each other's faces, but there's so many people we only see them in words and on their websites. And
it's like I walk up to Sarah and I go like, I had no idea you were so tall.
You're small?
Short.
I'm 5'12".
Really? No.
February 30th.
Well, we're just going to have our own little party on the East Coast. I have a big house. Y'all come on.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
So did anybody have any QuickBooks issues this week? Or did you already talk about those?
Corruption, the usual same corruptions that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. I actually started a brand new database, and I imported the customer names via Excel, and we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything else beside that, and the database was corrupt.
And do you know what lost links? What do you mean?
There was no links to lost.
What made you think it was corrupt? What were the symptoms?
We only got to the point where we imported the customers, and I was going through the backup procedure, and it would not back up. It said that you needed to rebuild the database. I'm like, wow.
This was 15? Was this in 15?
This was 2014.
Oh.
How were you importing?
Just an Excel file.
But as an IIF or through their procedure?
No, you copy and paste.
Through their copy and paste, right. Came in, and like I said, there was no transactions in there whatsoever.
What did the QB log say? The QB win log say?
I just did the rebuild. It was a quick rebuild, and it came back fine.
Because
so QB log.
When it fails, do the Control-1, Control-2, and then find the QB win log.
Where?
Yes,
I tried to do that, Sarah. Where exactly do I find it?
We're talking about desktop, people.
Desktop.
If you're in QuickBooks, Control-1 will give you the product page.
Right.
Anybody got QuickBooks open?
I think F2 gives you, is that the same thing?
That tells you where your data file is and how many lists you have and what release you're on.
Bye.
If you go Control-2, you get even more tech features. And what you're looking for is the
there's an open window. And
Right. And what it does is it dumps the file in a text file. And what you want to do is you want to go to the bottom and read backwards.
But what I couldn't figure out is where I searched Windows Explorer to find the QBWin.log.
No,
is it
you do it inside QuickBooks.
No. In the open window, you look for it. It says QBWin log.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that right now.
Yeah, do Control-2 and then find it that way, and it will open the file as a text. And what it'll do is you'll see begin.
I know, I've seen it before.
Oh, is that you or me? I guess that's me.
Share your screen, Linda, once you get to that point. I don't want you to have any other data in there, but...
Control.
No, I'm not on that computer. I'm on another computer.
Okay, I got it. When you go to Control-2, you get the Tech Help window.
Okay.
And where did you guys go? Hold on, I lost you.
Hold on. It's taken a while to open. My computers are on their last legs.
Oh, there you are. Then there's System Modem Video Printer Open File.
Hold on here.
And then on Open File, you find the QB-Win.
Okay, hold on. So I should go Control 2?
Yeah, do Control 1 first
Oh, Control 1 first.
to get the product.
Got that.
Okay, now go Control 2 to get the text screen.
Oh, Control 2. Got it.
System Modem Video Printer Open File. Go to that tab, scroll down and find the QB-Win and say Open File.
Got it.
All right.
So
Every time.
yeah, it was where I was looking. I was looking under Windows Explorer trying to find it, and I tried to find on the product information page. I
If you're
forgot.
having problems with the data, sometimes when you do a verify, it'll say start verify, and it'll start showing you all the tests that it did, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it'll go duplicate record or
Right.
a lost link. And sometimes the rebuild just will not fix whatever it is, and sometimes you have to go in and rename something or go into an old transaction and very carefully nuke it, put it back in, and fix your bank recs, And sometimes it can be one little thing in a massive database.
Yes.
Yes. I had my I tell you that my TBX program is famous for finding bad data files. I have a huge client that bought it, and they're trying to migrate to Intact, and he could not get the class code to work. And I said, you've got a corrupt class list.
Yes.
Well, he found the duplicate record. He got everything off it. He renamed. He deleted. He rebuilt, and everything still wouldn't work. We finally, actually, the guy was pretty brilliant. He was pretty desperate. He archived all but the last 3 years and told it to delete any list data that wasn't used. That, and then all of a sudden it started working, but then it was out of balance. And then he went even further to figure out why it was the trial balance was out of balance, and it was one class code. And it looked perfectly normal, passed, verify, and everything. And he renamed it, told it to resort.
And it was
You never know. You never know
Right.
what is screwing up the database. But anyway, those are some tools you can use. And you just have to be persistent.
But it's getting more and more often.
Yeah. And it's almost always QB E13. I have more of those than any of them.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm still.
Enterprise
14 has been notorious for.
Like once we got past 12, 13, 14, it's just like, what is up? But
I never took any of the files into 2013. I went from 2012 to 2014.
so did I, except for this one client. or the customers who are buying TBX from me and they're on it.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to now, in the one that was corrupt that I fixed, I'm going to go look at the QB-Win file in that. So,
Oh, sorry, my phone rang. What? Okay.
Corruption hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to play detective.
A new pastime.
All right. And, all the other tricks, make a portable, restore a portable,
Make sure you resort all of those lists.
do all the lists, which
That's
is going to Control L on a check, and it'll get a resort. The only list that doesn't resort when you do that is the chart. And I have found that as a last resort, I'll do the chart, and sometimes that'll fix it. That can really screw up your reports if you've got.
Yeah, people have their chart of accounts the way they want them for a reason.
Yeah, print financials first. So, did you see the thing about? Oh, we're going over the thing about how we can't print a class list.
We can't print a class list?
Can't print a class list. Have you ever noticed that?
well, couldn't you get a class report and then export it over to Excel and then get rid of the numbers and just keep the class list?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I've figured out how to do is export it as an IIF and then clean it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There's your hint for the week.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, Rhonda has a question.
Yeah?
Right.
She was asking about Insightly CRM. Rhonda, can you unmute?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I just want to know if anybody's heard about it.
Yeah?
Has anybody been on it? I signed up for it.
Did you?
Yeah, because I've gone through CRMs like crazy. They seem to
Well, they're always missing something. Have you found you're in the same?
I'll never be able to find one that does everything.
Actually, have you seen Green Rope?
I was just about to say I cannot wait till this job is over. I want to go play
Oh
with
my
it.
God, Green Rope does everything.
Look at our last hangout, Rhonda. And I think Green Rope might work for you as a service industry with a calendar feature.
Oh, I think it very well might.
Yeah, I really want to talk to Lars and see if that calendar can be tiered. And what I mean by that is everybody has their own calendar, but only certain people can see certain, like workers, crew leaders, job foreman, and then the office admin needs everybody. I'd love to be able to dive deep into that.
You started talking about a website and selling downloadables and stuff, and I was like, what?
I'm not sure that I'd want to do invoicing from Green Rope, even though he says you can.
Yeah.
You
Tough
lose
to
that
address.
accounts receivable unless you can come up with an aging for AR. I'm not sure I would want to do invoicing.
I'd have to see the reporting. I mean, if you've got a company who's maybe running that on the side on a cash business or something, we'll keep accrual something else and cash business something else. But that's one of those things I'm trying real hard not to start clicking because 5 hours later I'll be.
Well,
I told myself I can only do Hangouts.
I've been using this Insightly for a while, and I'm happy with it. But for you folks who want integration with QuickBooks, does not do that currently.
You use QBO, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I would really need integration.
Yeah, and that is one thing is I don't have to have the integration so much, just because there's not that many people that are using it. Besides, I think if I start giving other people access to it, then it might complicate things even more, and I don't need that. So the pricing is great. It's like $7 a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Do you have a specific thing that you want it to do?
Well,
or are you like me? I wanted to do everything.
Well, actually, coming from I've done like Zoho, and with Zoho there wasn't very much automation. Right now, if a lead comes in, as long as I set up like the automation, which was really easy to do, it will automatically start doing things for me, like setting up meeting and sending out confirmations and things like that. So this is able to do that. Everybody's kind of different in what they want. It seems like if they do something, maybe it's just not as extensive as I want, or maybe it's just too much. There's great things about this program. There's also some bad things, so you kind of have to weigh it out. I was just actually talking to my assistant, and I'm like, we should just make our own.
That's right.
As somebody who wrote her own program.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I know nothing about doing that. And even for me to do it, it would never still be even what I wanted it to be, probably, because you always find things to add on. But it was just a conversation, like, we should just do it ourselves. So,
this one looks.
Well, that's what the guy did in Green Rope. He actually built one himself, and I think he took the last 10 years to do it. And he built everything into it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I think he was more specific towards accounting industries and service-type industries.
Even companies that specialize in, like, for builders and stuff like that, there's always something missing. It's really interesting how they always seem to miss just something. And then you get these people, you know, that, well, how come you don't do this and how come you don't do that? Well, you can't do every single thing, you know. I mean, it's
Right.
hard to appease.
Have y'all found that, like even my hunt for the perfect project management or process management software, in 1 year, how much these programs have evolved? All of them.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a mind blower. I'm afraid I'm going to make a decision and something better is going to come out next week.
You know what's good about a lot of these programs is they do allow you to do a month-to-month with no commitment.
Yeah.
And so that if you do, I mean, yes, the only thing is that you are out the time that you've invested in training on it and learning it and converting it to whatever it needs to be. I spent a lot of time even just importing all my stuff from my old database and having to redo some stuff. That's obviously time invested.
Right, and that's the problem. Once you get started with a system, to change is a pain.
Yeah.
You now have
But
that.
I just don't like commitments because there is something that could always come along, and I don't want to be locked into anything because I know that with technology it
If
changes.
it's just me, that's one thing. If it's collaborative and then I try to get my staff in on it, or God forbid, I start telling my clients I want you to use this,
Yeah.
and then I change gears on them. That's not good.
Yeah,
So-
I was actually able to get my husband into this program. It was pretty simple enough that even he could do it.
That's important.
And that I mean, that's the thing is that's half the battle right there.
Right.
The problem with him doing it is he was doing it and then he's used to writing everything on a sticky piece of paper and leaving it on his desk instead of like adding tasks for himself. So, you know, he's just not used to that quite yet. He's slowly, but he's finding himself, you know, he doesn't have time to just go into his task list. Where that's all I work off. If I don't have a task list, I can't work.
Right.
So
But my little sticky thing that comes with Windows, somebody
Yeah.
showed me that one time.
I can't do stickies.
But, I mean, I still do stickies.
Yeah, I do too.
have
but
the automated stickies.
I put the stickies on my desk and then I put them in my task list, or I have this thing with email. I have to be 0 email, so I can't have any.
Oh, I know it's addictive, isn't it?
Well, no, it's just so annoying to me. It just makes me freak out. So I take my email and I add them all to tasks, and if I freak out when I have an email.
I've been so busy on this job, I turned off my notification. I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, I've had to learn how to do that. I know it's the weirdest thing. I was on a webinar and they're like, you need to turn off.
Turn it off.
Yep. Matter
At
of
least,
fact, actually, I have to go now because my son is now calling me. Tomorrow's homecoming and we have to go get our outfit.
Oh, fun! Enjoy.
we're my husband's riding 140 miles from Savannah to Augusta for a fundraiser, our annual fundraiser. So Penny and I've got a jersey for Penny, and so we're gonna dress her up and take her out there at 5:30 in the morning to see all the cyclists off, and then I'll drive to Augusta, and so full weekend.
Nice.
And then Lear sailing.
Well, have a good weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Rhonda. You too. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
So one more question, and this is from Misha, and she is asking, has anybody used TransferMate? And she must have gotten the same email that I got from Alan Barry, who says he will be at the QuickBooks Connect, and he's talking about multi-currency payments for QuickBooks as an add-on.
Oh, yeah. What's it
I
called?
do have a client that would be great for, because if you have to do anything overseas, it has to be by wire, and every time you do a wire, it's a $25 charge.
That's true.
Name it again, Gina?
TransferMate. I actually, let me see if I can
I'm
find it.
looking online and I got a WeTransfer.com.
Yeah, I got that one too.
I believe that this is it. And I'm
We
gonna-
transfer?
Pardon?
We transfer?
Hang on a second. Let me bring up my showcase and see if I can put the link in there.
Now, did anybody else get the email from QuickBooks asking if you wanted to get paid $50 an hour for giving 2 hours of
I don't.
training to QB Online users, new QB Online users?
I know that they did at the QB Connect. That's what Yvette was talking about.
Oh, okay.
So did you get the showcase? Click on your yellow tags on the left-hand side. You should be seeing.
Yellow tags, okay.
It's called Showcase.
Transformate.
Okay, here we go. Transformate, not transfer me. That was the problem.
Must be
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, it's a money. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be interested in seeing it. Like I said, I have a client that his vendors are overseas.
Right.
South America.
I used to.
Yeah.
Every time he makes a wire payment, that means every time he pays them or every time they send him money, customers down there, it's a wire transfer fee, and it adds up at $25 a pop every time.
Right. I have a client, but I don't think they do more than 4 transfers a year.
Yeah.
So we're talking $100 all year long.
Send money to Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, China, Thailand, India, Hong Kong, and France.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be at QB Connect?
They're going to be at QB Connect. His email, hang on a second. He made it sound like it was personally to me, but since Misha has said that she's asking about that, I'm sure she got this thing. Just to let you know, our team will be at will be on stage at the QB Connect. We would love to see you there to demo our multi-currency payment for QuickBooks add-on and answer any questions you may have.
You know what? When I saw multi-currency, I probably went delete. You know, I get so many thousands of emails. And since I don't have any clients right now,
Right.
there's only so much that can grab my attention.
Right. Well, it does
Launched
look
in
interesting.
2008. Where's the team? It doesn't say. Compliant, registered. Deloitte gave him a Best Managed Company Award. Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Nice. Nice. But it still isn't like somebody that I know that's using it. For me, when I try new things, I want to talk to somebody that's used it to see what their experience is.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
I've been sitting here thinking we're 20 minutes over time, but you're off at 6:30, not.
We have about 10 minutes left of our show today.
Oh, it's late. Watching the sun go down behind me.
Oh, yeah, it is getting dark there. It's getting dark outside of my window, too.
Is it this weekend we switch the clocks back, or is it next weekend, do you know?
It's got to be next weekend.
Fall back.
Oh,
I
well,
don't even
let me
know.
Google back it. Fall back.
It's not on my calendar.
And they changed it.
Change it all the time. You
I
never know.
know. I
Another
know.
couple of weeks.
Not on this one either.
I thought it was in November. Hold on.
I always thought it was, well, wasn't it like October 31st last year?
Right.
Hmm.
Halloween weekend or near Halloween, yeah.
That's what I thought.
All right. Hold on here.
I thought a showcase thing's pretty handy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it says.
Gina?
Yeah.
Oh! They do it in different. Brazil does it Sunday night. Gaza Strip.
Oh, it's different all over the world.
Friday, October 24th. Greenland and Portugal do it October 26th.
Okay. So
I
it's hit or miss.
United States.
November the 2nd.
Thank you.
Okay, let me write my calendar here because I'll screw up church.
November, yeah, right. November 2nd. Oh, that's so funny.
Fall back.
Get an extra hour's sleep.
Oh, that is adorable.
What's really cool is I remember whenever the clocks would change, my dad would just go berserk because it's on everything. You had to go around the house and do everything, and now it's amazing how much stuff will automatically change. My car is always right, so it's like,
Oh, nice.
Probably connected to a satellite somewhere.
I want my oven to change automatically and my microwave to change.
There you go.
So annoying.
Well, they finally made it so in Windows when it changes that it doesn't change all the icons on your desktop and put them in a different order.
Oh, really? What kind of computer's possessed?
Right.
I hated that.
I've had it. Yeah, you wake up the next day and you can't find anything.
So, what am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for November 2nd. That's where. Say, oh, but it'll change anyway. But I won't know it's changing. Okay, so it's actually. All right, got it. Okay.
Larry, are you outside in the dark? It does. It looks like you're like camping.
Yeah, it's getting dark here.
Are you out in the backyard or something? Yeah, it looks like you're in base camper.
Where's the phone?
I'm in my home office, but I didn't turn the lights on before I came in, so.
Oh, there you go. It looks like you got a glow-in-the-dark hat or something. So that's nice.
Where are you at? You must be in the East Coast.
Okay, so
You must be on our side of the country.
Larry, where are you?
11:30.
I'm on the North Shore of Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Who's on the North Shore of Long Island? Larry?
Larry, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. How are the leaves? Are they pretty?
Actually, it looks like it's
Just
like
starting.
half gone here.
Oh, really?
What?
I didn't have a chance to go up north yet, so they're probably all going too.
Oh, well, that happens. Some years are better than other years as far as those. So.
Yeah.
Leaf
Yeah,
peek.
we had a few storms blow through, and the winds take them down.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Okay. So this is full back time change.
Everybody set your Outlook or set your notifications.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think
We've got another couple minutes, and then I'd like to have you guys hang out with me a little bit when we're not online.
Okay.
On air.
Sure.
Have a quick question to ask.
Sounds good.
Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about before we end the show today?
Can't think of anything. I'll be thinking of all you at QuickBooks Connect. So if there's any questions, Yvette and I are rooming together. So.
Oh, good.
Nice. I'd love to have somebody hang out with me from the lounge. I don't know if you guys will have any time though.
What is the lounge? Tell me about that.
We probably do it Monday or Tuesday.
They have an area that's called a lounge that supposedly has like hammocks in it where you just go and yeah, I know. It sounds really fun. I'd really like to go. I can't.
This isn't virtual. This is real physical.
This is for real. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're going to be able to hang on with you guys virtually that aren't in the lounge, like in an online lounge, or I don't know.
That's what I thought you were talking about, was an online lounge.
No, at QB Connect they have an area. It's supposed to be really awesome. They're making it like an actual street view where you actually go to stores and vendors have storefronts. Then there's another area that's called a lounge. That's supposed to have hammocks and what you do is lounge around there. I don't know when everybody's going to have time to do that, but somebody does. It'd be wonderful to hang out with them and give me the bird's eye view of what's happening there.
All those things, anything that breaks up the intensity, helps you retain because. I don't know about you guys, but at Slater it was so intense for 4 days that my brain just stopped.
Overload.
Yeah, I mean at one point, well there were no windows, and that's just Vegas. You know, they don't want you.
Right.
I needed some fresh air and some light.
That's right. We didn't have any fresh air or light.
I was light, and so at one point
we were in the dark.
yeah. So once you get refreshed, then you know you can start absorbing again.
I see that with my clients. That's why I limit my training to 2 hours. After that point, it's too much.
Glazed.
That's what happens to your clients too if you go longer than 2 hours.
That's what she just said. Yeah.
That's what I found when I
Your
did.
client's an accountant or something.
I'm surprised how light it is outside of Sarah's windows.
I know.
Oh, it's starting to go twilighty on her, isn't it? The sun just disappeared. It used to be sunnier when she started.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys.
Is that a west exposure, Sarah?
Yeah.
Southwest?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That's why. If she was on the east side, it would be a lot darker.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop our broadcast. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. You guys hang on a second.
We will.
Okay.